people are not alone, and we're all people and gather, a good community here, and that's what it's about, and support each other. So it's nice to see a whole bunch of orange shirts.
Jason Parento lit the sacred fire to kick off the day at Fort Whyte in Winnipeg. He says he was there in 2010 when the first TRC statement gathering was led by Justice Murray St. Clair at the Forks in Winnipeg.
That place was just full of people from all over, and it was a historic time. And so at that time, I was really young then too. And at that time, the uncles at the time, as these things were mentored into these things, they approached me to light the fire, and so at that time we did. And it certainly can't imagine how it's come this far 15 years later.
He says being able to practice his culture openly feels good and reminds him of the elders before him.
I know for my family and others, it wasn't allowed, and they weren't in fact taught some of these things. So anytime we have a chance to practice in this time, it's because those elders before us stood up and allowed us to do it.
Parento held a powwow demonstration during the morning once the fire was lit. Cheryl Wirch designed a star blanket for Fort Whyte 3 years ago, and her design is now a permanent installation in the floor of Fort Whyte's newest building. She says the star blanket offers comfort, support, and protection to anyone who receives one.
And with Fort Whyte, when they approached me and asked me to do this, I had no idea where it was going to take me, and it's here today from 3 years ago. And I just thought, Fort Whyte, oh yeah, I've heard of it, but I didn't know it was an actual family.
Wirch was invited to talk about star blankets and their importance to teach those wanting to learn at Fort Whyte during the day. She says she didn't grow up knowing that her family was impacted by residential school.
My dad, he was from Long Plain, and he was in residential school. I was adopted, and all my life I thought that we were never affected by residential school because I was adopted and I was raised by a non-Aboriginal family and blah, blah, blah. But that's furthest from the truth. We are all affected. Trauma that our people have felt, and even more overwhelming how we share this day, how the government, how so many non-Aboriginal people participate in today and believe in us and believe our story and feel for us, sympathize with us, and love us.
Wirch says that she wants to embrace the positivity that reconciliation is bringing and the connection it brings between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people. She also wants to encourage others feeling lost in the world to pick up hobbies and keep going. Fort Whyte also invited knowledge keepers, artists, and others to lead activities and teachings throughout the day. Julia Ross, APTN National News, Winnipeg.